Hello from Universal Studios. It is officially September 1st, which means today is the very first day of Halloween Horror Nights. So it is 6 o'clock pretty much right now, which means I did miss the opening ceremonies, which is totally fine. I don't even know if they would have happened, but the park is now open for Halloween Horror Nights. So I'm heading over to security right now. As you can see, it's a little bit humid right now because the weather is just terrible. All right, I've made it through security, and this is what I'm here for, Halloween Horror Nights. September 1st, the very first night. There are a lot of people leaving the park. All right, it's about 6:15 right now, so I just barely missed the opening ceremonies or whatever they would have done instead of that. If it's raining this intensely, I doubt they did any sort of an opening ceremonies event. This is really cool. That also goes for scare zones. They definitely don't put out any scare actors in the rain. So this is really interesting. Look at the line. I'm going to go as far over as I can. And let's see how long this takes to get inside. So pretty pleasant little coincidence apparently. Halloween Horror Nights opens at 6:30, not 6 o'clock. Already been slowly moving forward. Halloween Horror Nights started about 15 minutes ago, I want to say. You couldn't really hear the opening ceremonies, but they at least played like the audio for it. All right, I went as far down as I possibly could. This is the line for guest services over here. And I've been slowly moving to the front of the turnstiles. So it took 30 minutes to make it into the park from all the way back over there. I don't know why they didn't open up the gate here, but nonetheless, I made it into the park for the very first night of Halloween Horror Nights. So I'm walking through the Oddfellow scare zone right now. I suppose that this is considered the Oddfellow scare zone, but there's nobody up here, and I don't think that there was for the opening ceremonies. So it has, at least right now, temporarily, it stopped raining. So that's cool. I'm probably going to come back to the scare zones maybe a little bit later, presuming that that's when the scare actors come out. So I think that I'm going to just head all the way down to Stranger Things. I think I want to do that as my very first house, my first experience of Halloween Horror Nights. Hello, by the way. So I'm heading to Stranger Things. It's all the way down, I think, in New York. There is a house right behind me over here. I've never done an opening Halloween Horror Nights night before, so I'm really excited to do this. A little bit nervous. I think that the rain did sort of maybe help sustain some of the crowd levels that will probably be impacting Halloween Horror Nights as the night progresses, so that's why I'm going to Stranger Things. And then just sort of walking around, and I don't know if I'm going to do any other houses, but I'll have some food probably, definitely check out the scare zones. So that is Blood Moon Dark Offerings. That is an original house this year. It seems that this is what everybody else is doing too, just heading to the most popular houses, which are going to be down here in New York. So Blood Moon had a 30-minute wait. This is The Exorcist Believer, which is only a 15-minute wait. These are all pretty tempting. This is really exciting though. I understand opening night, adrenaline and pandemonium. So this is Stranger Things. This is a 50-minute wait right now. This is in the Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon building, the Rockefeller building. So I went inside the building and then came back outside. I'm underneath Riptide Rocket. This one requires a ticket to be distributed that you would presumably turn in once you get to the front of the queue. I don't know why he gave me 3.5. All right, made it all the way down to the Music Plaza stage, heading all the way back down. So many down and backs in this queue, and people are already ducking under the ropes, so they just shortened the queue. So that's hopefully a good sign, right, for the wait time. Just turn the corner, and this is what I think I'm looking at over here in terms of a wait time, which is not too terrible, I don't think. And this is the end of the line right here, and I have all of this left to do. So far the line's been pretty consistently moving, so that's cool. I don't think this will take a full 50 minutes. So I've made it to the very final down and back. It did start to rain again, but I'm getting very close, and it's only been about half an hour. I waited through all of that over there, all of that back over here, and I'm almost there. This is, I think, right next to Express. I am so close. I think that this is the house right here. It's been about 40 minutes now. All right, I'm about to head into the house right now. That took pretty much exactly 50 minutes, so that was a perfectly estimated wait time. But I'm putting the camera away right now and heading into Stranger Things. All right, I did Stranger Things. It looks like it's finally stopped raining, which is awesome. I'm hungry and I do have some thoughts. Oh, it's raining a little bit. Oh man. This is the line for The Exorcist right now, which doesn't look to be too terrible. I don't know if this is one of the more or less popular houses this year. A lot of houses exit back over here. So Stranger Things, I don't know if this is going to be an unpopular opinion or if it's going to be consistent with what other people think about it, but I thought it was disappointing. I thought it was a very weak house, and I'm very sad to say that. I just thought a lot of these sets were very two-dimensional, and the story was just all over the place. It was fun. There were like 5 Vecnas. There was the grandfather clock, but just the characters were just sort of all over the place. This is obviously a spoiler for the house, but of course it had Eddie's trailer and the Upside Down, but as far as characters, it was pretty much limited to to Vecna and 11, and it did have scenes with Eddie, of course. I think that was like the highlight of the entire house, probably him and Dustin and their scene. But yeah, it felt disappointing. I think that my opinion is going to change on that. I hope that it does. Just my expectations were so high, but I do want to get some food now. So I wanted to get the pizza because I just did the Stranger Things house, but this is the line for it. So I decided to go and get in line for some pizza, and that's the end of the line all the way over there. I hope this is worth it. Okay, so it took all of about 10 minutes or so that was not bad at all, but I have my food and then I got a drink, and I'm going to try to find a spot to eat this, which I'm probably going to have to go all the way over here, somewhere in the light, I think. I think I'll head down the street over here, although it's pretty dark. I don't think it was this dark last year. So I'm sitting on the steps over here. So this is what I got from Surfer Boy Pizza, which is the Surfer Boy Hawaiian Pizza, French bread style pizza with crispy spam, pineapple chutney, jalapeno scallions, and mozzarella. And then I also got a drink, and this is the drink that I got here. So this is the Surfer Boy Tropical Dream Punch, which is rum, orange, pineapple, lime, passion fruit, and grapefruit juice with vanilla bean and garnished with a pineapple gummy right there on top. So this is cool. This is the 12-ounce pour. I'm also using this time to charge my phone because this event will drain your battery so incredibly fast. So I'm trying to do multiple things at once. Okay, thank God I liked that burger. I'm not a huge fan of Spam, but I'm just indifferent towards it, I guess. That drink though, I don't think I'll get that again. That was a lot of like citrus. So I sat way over there pretty much in the darkness, and I'm not quite done with food yet. I'm heading over to the Mel's booth. Mel's is currently closed down here, so they set up a little pop-up for it over here, or at least I think so. There's a pretty long line over here, but I wanted to get some food over here, then get in line for Dueling Dragons. So what I ended up getting is the peanut blutter burger, which I was very interested in, and Brennan is curious about it, so I'm pretty much getting it on behalf of her. And I'm nervous because I got the peanut butter and jelly wings at Epcot, and it isn't that I wasn't a fan of them, it just was a little bit weird. But this is a smash burger with a peanut sauce, raspberry jelly, cheddar cheese, shaved onions, jalapeno bacon, and cherry peppers on a vampire bun. So I am very happy to report back that that burger was an absolute 10 out of 10 compliments to the chef. I gotta remember to come back to get a table over here because there's really not a lot of people over here right now, but that is Mel's Dine at the moment, and it's not open. And now I'm heading back over to do another house, I think. I am feeling pretty good about my food choices tonight. It looks like Rip Red Rocket is open again, so that's cool. So I'm heading over to the Dueling Dragons house. I think it probably is a pretty long wait time, but if there are houses that I'm going to be waiting in line for tonight, I wanted to be Stranger Things and Dueling Dragons, and maybe the Yeti house. Although I am still pretty hungry right now, so I could definitely still go to a food booth to eat something. The pizza line is still all the way back here, but I think it was worth it. It was good. Stranger Things is a 115-minute wait right now, so I'm glad that I did that. So there's a blue screen right now, but it just said 40 minutes for Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate. And this is next to the 55-minute wait for Yeti Campground Kills. So I'm a little bit worried about this one because the line is all the way back out to Greater. It could still be a 40-minute wait, but I guess I'll see. It's sort of ironic that the three main houses that I was, I think, the most excited for are all just back here in this portion of the park. So Stranger Things, Dueling Dragons, and the Yeti house are all back here. Okay, so the line started to move pretty quickly, so I'm hoping that they just extended the queue. Maybe, potentially, this is Express over here. That is quite a line over there for Stranger Things, though, but this Express line's also pretty backed up for Dueling Dragons. So I'm about halfway there. Now it's been about like 20 minutes. So it's been about 45 minutes now, and I'm finally turning the corner back into this area that I was a couple hours ago, way down over there. So this is the entrance for Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate. This took about 55 minutes to make it to the front of the line. Okay, that house, that is what I'm talking about. The line for Stranger Things looks a little bit less intense now than it was earlier when I did it, but Dueling Dragons Choose Thy Fate, I chose the red dragon path. You could choose which side you wanted to do at the end, and I chose the red side. Everybody else went to the blue side, and I got all of the scares, and it was just so cool. I love original houses. So now this is posting an hour wait, or it was a second ago, which is mostly accurate. This is a 40-minute wait over here for Yeti Campground Kills. So it was really cool because the entrance to the house was through the Enchanted Oak Tavern, which is the restaurant that used to be in the Lost Continent across from Dueling Dragons, and then Fire and Ice Dragons, which were Pyrock and Blizzrock, were represented in the house. It was pretty much the cue of the ride. So on the app it says, for Dueling Dragons, the description, 2 powerful warlocks invade Merlin's castle and are turned into dragons of fire and ice. Now you must choose a path and a victor. So there are multiple different outcomes for that particular house. And then this is Yeti Campground Kills, which I would like to do this one too. It's an 80-minute wait though, so this doubled in the wait time. It was a 40-minute just a little bit ago, but I'm gonna try to pull this up on the app. So Yeti Campground Kills, it says, in a 1950s campground, a group of towering, terrifying Yetis are running rampant, ripping apart anyone who gets in their way. I think I'm gonna go and get in line for it. It very well might be an 80-minute wait for this, but I'm over here and this is one of the houses that I wanted to do. And again, it's just so convenient that all of these houses are literally right next to each other. This might actually be an 80-minute wait though, because this is the line right here. And this one goes further down than this soundstage was. Oh man, was this a bad idea? This goes all the way down almost to the Hogwarts Express track. This is weird. So I just waited in this entire area over here and now it's completely empty. And I don't think that it's going to be an 80-minute wait because this area is pretty empty over here in terms of the down and backs, but there goes the Hogwarts Express right there, and there's some people up there walking in front of it or behind it. Isn't that cool? Just how it backs into the station. Today is September 1st, so it's technically the Back to Hogwarts Day. It's also the day that Disney Lorcana was supposed to be released, but it was not. Well, it was, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So this is going to be my final house of the evening. I think I didn't want to try to do all of the houses or a majority of them. I just wanted to do the ones that I was the most excited about. So now I've made it to the turning point. This is what I've already waited in over here. This is for Dueling Dragons. I have to head all the way down there again and then turn the corner into the soundstage. So it's been about 45 minutes. This was Dueling Dragons. This was Stranger Things down here. So I think I'm heading into this house entrance here. All right, and 50 minutes later, heading into Yeti Campground Kills. This is my final house of the night. Okay, that might have been the best house yet. I loved that house. The Yeti houses are always, I love the forest, I guess. I love the nature-inspired houses. I think that makes the most sense. And I think that's why I like those kinds of houses. There's not really a particular storyline to keep track of. It's just fun. And the set design is just so superior. And I think that's why I didn't really like Stranger Things as much. Because it felt sort of lazy. So now that I've finally done that, I want to finally walk around some scare zones, I think, and maybe get a dessert, and then probably head out. So this is right outside of a tribute store. This is Vamp 69, Summer of Blood Scare Zone. This is at a music festival in a small New York town. You'll jam with concert goers until Dr. Oddfellow unleashes bloody, thirsty vampires on the crowd. I've pretty much been in this area all night because I've only done the houses over here. And I haven't really seen anything happening on the stage in terms of a show. Here's one of the cars that I saw earlier right here. There's some food booths down there that I don't think I'll be getting anything from. Hello. This is very, like, I don't know, it's not lit as well as I thought it would be. But that's still really cool. There's something happening over there. I'll definitely come back with Brennan. This is cool. There's the little... Well, I guess this was the one that was covered up, probably, right? This little bug. I'll definitely have to come back to... Oh my god, I can't see anything. Run! Oh, shoot. Lord have mercy. Right out of the fog. That was beautiful. Gonna have to come back to look at the details of some of this stuff for sure. These are pretty cool, though. Just the performances in front of the various vehicles here. So again, we'll come back to the Last of Us food booth down there. This is a beverage booth. This is the Chucky food booth, which I think I'm okay with right now. Just looking for a dessert, maybe. This is Chucky, which is a 90-minute wait. So now I'm heading into Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. Enter a 1940s San Francisco shipping yard full of mysterious crates and cages. Beware, Dr. Oddfellow's nightmarish oddities lie within. Of course, walking through the fog, not really being able to see anything at all. See, this one is just so cramped and bottlenecked in here. It's so busy. I was hoping there'd be some sort of like pyro over here, but I don't know. Right now this one seems to be sort of the most underwhelming from what I can tell. There aren't really a lot of scare actors in here at the moment. This is pretty cool though. Like a vampire bat. And the back of the truck is open too. Okay. Like, there were less people over here. I love it. So this is the bar back over here, and then the photo opportunity. And I'm heading into Diagon Alley to see if I can see some Death Eaters. It is getting late though. The event runs until I think 2 o'clock in the morning, and it's almost midnight now. I don't know if the Death Eaters are going to be consistently roaming around, or if they have designated shows that they're going to be doing. I might have to try to come back to see this. I think probably, because I won't be able to do everything tonight anyway, so I might as well leave some stuff to be somewhat of a surprise. All right, so I'm back outside, heading out of London right now. Nightmare Fuel is down here, I think. So I'm heading over towards Simpsons. I'm still trying to find one more treat. Maybe it's some sort of a booth. This is back over by Men in Black. And there are a couple houses over here. This is The Last of Us. So The Last of Us is posting a 70-minute wait time right now. And this is another house over here. This is an original house, The Darkest Deal. And this says, blues musician Pine Straw Spruce, what a name, meets at a crossroads with a diabolical entity known as the Collector to make a deal. His soul for fame. And then there's another house over here that I want to go look at just the entrance of. It's over here in between Men in Black and then the theater. This is Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. It says you won't be able to resist going inside this menacing menagerie of twisted oddities. The price, your soul to feed his immortal power. I was at 55-minute wait back there. I'm trying to talk about the original houses in terms of like the house descriptions, because the IP houses are just those IPs. Also, these are cool. These like light up chairs over here. That's neat. So now I'm walking through Simpsons to my final couple scare zones and my final few houses. You can see the bar across the water over there. This is by Duff Beer, and I didn't even notice this the other day, but they took away the props over here in Springfield, the photo ops. Okay, so I'm heading back over to Kids Zone. Over here, there are some food booths that I might be able to get something at, maybe? Looks like they totally did take the walls down over here by SpongeBob. This is like super spacious now in front of SpongeBob SquarePants. So this is where I presume they have the pizza fries and maybe the sweet potato fries. Okay, they do have the pizza fries as well as the sweet potato s'mores fries. I might get the s'mores fries, but I want to try to get something new, but I have not had those in a long time. So back over here by E.T., this is Universal Monsters Unmasked. This exits through the E.T. queue, it looks like, and it's a 75-minute wait at the moment. I'm excited for this one. I want to come back and do this. I'm going to come back and do them all, but I'm excited for this one. I love the Universal Monsters houses. All right, so I'm heading over to my next scare zone now. I'm walking past these food booths over here, even though I'm pretty sure it's just savory stuff, if I remember. Yes, it's just twisted taters and then some drinks over here, and I'm walking past my light of the blue and red purple transition. It's also past midnight now, so the event's only running for 2 more hours, and I did not think I would be here this long. So this scare zone is Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. In the 1920s, Dr. Oddfellow ventured into the jungle performing horrific experiments on nature. Now his creations are coming after you. So much fog. Oh my god.
I'm like, please, you can have my turkey leg.
Whew. Okay. I think I made it. Oh my god. This one's actually pretty pleasant. It was busy like a second ago. I can't see anything. Oh. Okay. That was lovely. I'd love to see this one at like dusk. Although it really, really helps the fact that it's just so dark right now. Look at all these lights up here. I don't know if they're supposed to be the eyes of spiders or bats, but that is a really cool detail. This scare zone got pretty busy suddenly. That's cool. Is there anything happening up here? Not right now, I guess. Just never mind, there's a gentleman up there right now exploring. Interesting. So I pretty much made a lap now. This is right at a burger. Right over here. Here's Mel's Die-In, and this is my last major scare zone. So this is the Dark Zodiac scare zone. Dr. Oddfellow has harnessed the power of the Zodiac to live forever, twisting the signs into malevolent beings who foretell your doom. This one seems somewhat mellow. Of course, chainsaws. This is neat, and there's so much fog. lot of space here, that's for sure. This is where I get scared because I'm walking on fog and I can't see where I'm going. What even is this? This is terrifying. It's very hard to see at the moment. And there's another stage. I want to come back and pay more attention to these. I feel like I missed out in the Vamp 69 scare zone. So many chainsaws. Oh my god. They were like walking towards me. Don't love that. I think I've successfully made it out of this scare zone, so that's good. That one was not my favorite, but it's fun. Just like all of that, just fog. That makes it the most daunting. Probably. You have no idea what you're walking into. So this is the final scare zone of the evening. This is Dr. Oddfellow's Collection of Horrors Scare Zone. Dr. Oddfellow will lure you into Halloween Horror Nights with the promise of immortality. You'll soon realize you may not survive the night. So I probably should have read that on my way into the park. That would have made a lot more sense. Here goes Dr. Oddfellow, right over there. And I presume that he does something on the stage over here, which I did not get to see this open. That is pretty cool. He's just walking around right now in the silhouette of the fog as 1,000 vloggers are swarming him.
What do you think you're doing? All of you, with your cameras and your camera phones and your Instagram and Snapchat and all of these worldly mortal things that make absolutely no sense to an immortal like myself. But I do have a question, and I hope to get an answer. Would you like to become an immortal? That was pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Do you wish to become an immortal? Yeah! Then why are you standing around? You should be in the fog, facing your fears, but yet you stand here and you're tied down to these signs and symbols that you claim that you are and you represent.
So that was pretty cool. Get to see a little bit of a Dr. Oddfellow show. I have one more house to talk about over here. So the very final original house is Blood Moon Dark Offerings. It says, colonial era villagers begin to worship the moon, hunting down any non-followers. Try not to become part of their grisly offering. So I have one final stop. I have not forgotten about it. I wanted to get some dessert. So I'm getting some dessert over here. So I went to that food truck over there and I got the apple funnel fries. And I'm going to try to find a spot to eat this, of course, probably over by Minion Cafe. So I did get a table over by the Minion Cafe. This is the sour apple pie funnel fries, which is sour sugar seasoned funnel fries topped with apple pie filling, sour apple ice cream, and streusel. So this seems like the absolute perfect way to end my trip. They didn't have any spoons though, so eating this with the fork. Okay, I am not exaggerating. That might be one of the best things I have ever had at Halloween Horror Nights. Like, I'm tempted to go wake up Brennan right now and buy her a ticket for tonight to bring her back to have that because it was so good. I feel like the meme from SpongeBob, the "Hey all you people, won't you listen to me?" It was so good. It was like, I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm just so happy. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just had the best dessert I've ever had at Halloween Horror Nights. I am so excited just to come back and have just that again, hopefully very soon. Really though, the food tonight was just, it hit it out of the park. Halloween Horror Nights opening night ends in about an hour though, so I'm going to try to make it back to the garage and maybe hopefully beat the crowds out of the park. But until next time when I potentially hopefully come back with Brennan at some point, maybe in the very near future. We're trying to work on that. That was my very first trip to Halloween Horror Nights this year. I really did not think I was going to be staying here this late, but I'm very glad that I did. I got a very enjoyable walk around the park. I got to do some of my most anticipated houses, and then I got some really good food too. So I think that was probably a little bit too harsh with Stranger Things. It was just my first house that I did. I had such high expectations for it, and I was ready to be absolutely just blown away by it. And my expectations just weren't met personally. I think just the attention to detail and the set design of the Yeti and the Dueling Dragons house, that's what I anticipated with Stranger Things, and it still told the story that I was anticipating it to tell, but I guess just out of order. I don't know. I want to do it again. I want to do all of these houses again. I want to do the houses that I did not get to do tonight. Get to go through the scare zones again with Brennan, have some more food and some more drinks in addition to the really good stuff that I had tonight. Maybe see the show. I've heard pretty good things about it. I don't know, but this is not my last trip to Halloween Horror Nights this year. It's just my first night trip to Halloween Horror Nights, and I had a good time, and it's very late. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.